Stephen Howson, full-time Devils. Manchester United have just been absolutely dicked by Chelsea 4-0 at Stamford Bridge. Oh, where do you even start on a performance like this? I could go in on the players and say, do you know what? They didn't look like there was any fight in there. Didn't look like there was any clue. Defensively, we was just at 6s and 7s. We was unorganised. We was flat. But do you know what? When you analyse the stats and you look at what actually happened on the game, that was a close game of football, apart from the scoreline. Which is the only thing that matters. Let's get that out of the way at the start, right? I would much rather be in Chelsea's position where you've not actually dominated anything apart from the scoreline. All day long. I'll take that all season long. But what I'm seeing online, and people coming at me already are saying, Chelsea totally wiped the floor of us. No, they didn't, right? Yes, it was shit. Yes, it could have been a ton better. But, like, we've got to analyse football truly. Otherwise, you're just going to go around in circles not knowing what happened. They didn't dominate us. We did all right. We was in that game. We was in that game more than they expected us to be, actually. Maybe that was because of their early goal. But if you look at the early goal was a complete fluke, right? So let's just dismiss the first goal. Sound. Second goal was a fuck up in the box. Okay, we can probably dismiss that. The last 2 goals, you can't really dismiss them. They outplayed us for both of those. And it didn't look like we was going to score despite having a lot of possession, despite having a lot of opportunities to do so. We didn't look like we was going to put the ball in the back of the net, which is the most important thing. Chelsea did. And when it went to 4-0, they'd only had 4 shots on target. Now, who do you pin the blame on for that? You can't pin the blame on Jose Mourinho for 4 shots on target going in. We'd had 3 shots up until that point, and we're still on 0. So, 4 shots have all gone in. Every single one. Boom, straight in. That's it. 4 shots on target, 4 goals. Do you blame David De Gea? You can't say David De Gea's a shit kill goalkeeper, can you? Because he's not. Simple as that. Do you blame the defence for allowing all those shots on target? Do you blame the midfield for allowing the defence to be exposed like that? It's the team performance, and this is the worrying thing because we don't look like we're playing like a team at the moment. We look like we're a collective of individuals wearing the same colour shirt. We don't look like a team. Last week before we played Liverpool, I said Liverpool are playing more than the sum of their parts prior to playing us. They're a worse team on paper, but they are playing as a team that complements each other, that works for each other, and ultimately is getting better results than what their team on paper should be getting them. We at the moment are playing less than the sum of our parts. You look at the team that's on the paper and you go, I'm happy with that, that's good enough, that should be able to go and do a job, and then it doesn't do that job. Why? Because the team is breaking down. As much of an individual game football is, it's more a team game than anything else. Individuals can only help what's going on with the team. If the team overall plays well, then everybody gets the win, don't they? Individuals can suffer and play bad, and the team can carry them along, providing there's not like 4 or 5 individuals that don't have a good game. And that was what we was looking at today. Far too many individuals had bad games. That in turn reflects on the result. And 4-0, it doesn't feel like 4-0 to me, to be honest. It doesn't feel like a complete and utter whitewashing. It feels bad, but it didn't feel like it was unexpected almost. It felt like it was just a matter of course that this was going to happen, that they was going to roll through and they was going to score every single time they got the opportunity to do so, which is absolutely maddening. Where do we go from here? We got Manchester City on Wednesday and we got the opportunity to hand Pep Guardiola his worst ever run as a manager. That's got to be the minimum expectation, that we beat City on Wednesday in the League Cup derby. Now, the League Cup means absolutely jack shit. I don't care if we beat City and go out in the next round, but the fact that we've got City, the fact that we need to bounce back, and the fact that we can hand Pep Guardiola a record run of poor games means that now this is a must-win game for us. We've got to go in. The League Cup, fucking must-win. We've got to go just for team morale, just for to be able to get back on the bus. This league's so competitive. This league is so far away from being done. We're only a few points, 6 points I think now, off the top teams who have all got each other to play, who are all going to drop points. No one is being consistent, and it's not necessarily the defeats that are going to do all these teams in, it's the draws. There's an absolute ton of draws left to be had in this league by all the teams at the top. Nobody is being consistent, nobody is putting a run together, and if anybody does, they're going to stick themselves up the pack and probably go on and win this title. Can it be Manchester United? It probably still can at this stage. It just sucks on the back of a 4-0 defeat from Chelsea. There's questions to be asked. There's members of the team that we haven't seen yet. Schneidlin, Mkhitaryan, people talking about Rooney, people even talking about Bastian Schweinsteiger. I think that ship has well sailed by now. We need to know what our starting 11 is. We're starting to move into playing a regular 4-3-3, which has evolved from the 4-2-3-1 that we saw at the start of the season. Is it the right formation for us? I think it is. Maybe it's not the right formation on the road, but I think it's the right formation for us. People are saying drop Pogba. People are saying drop Ibrahimovic. I think despite the result today, I really don't think that's the best of ideas. I think you're probably going to have to see Pogba through because even though he's not being as effective as we hoped or expected him to be, he's still a bloody good footballer. And to take him out of the team voluntarily when you've got, to replace him is absolutely chaos for me. So, I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Bang it in the comments. How do we turn this ship around? What is the biggest problem facing us right now? Let's find out. Like, subscribe, comment. Fan cams and Adam's review from Stamford Bridge are on the way. I'll see you in a bit.